Welcome to This Week in 2016 Presidential Polls, where we take a look at the numbers that matter. Now, the nomination contests are starting to come in focus, well, at least sort of, but with that in mind, we can start taking a look at some general election matchups. And a whole bunch of polls came out this week that gladly obliged. We're going to take a look at four right now, from CNN ORC, the CBS New York Times poll, Quinnipiac, and our own Monmouth University poll. If November comes down to a race between Hillary Clinton as the Democratic nominee and Donald Trump for the Republicans, it looks like Clinton starts out with a clear advantage. Three polls give her an early 10 to 12 point lead over Trump in this still hypothetical matchup. But one poll actually has it at a narrower 6 points. And a Bloomberg poll that came out late in the week actually put Clinton's lead at 18 points. Now, if we swap in Ted Cruz for Trump, Clinton's lead becomes less certain. It could be anywhere from a tied race to a slim 5-point edge for the Democrat, according to this week's polls, although a late Fox News poll actually put Cruz ahead by a few points. But the polling is more consistent with John Kasich as the hypothetical GOP nominee. He would actually have a 4 to 8 point lead over Clinton in every poll. So we need to take these results with a grain of salt. Campaigns matter, and what happens in the fall will certainly change this dynamic. Perhaps a more useful benchmark might be looking at underlying voter opinion of these candidates. And with that in mind, both Trump and Clinton start this campaign with net negative ratings, with Trump's ratings at a historic low. Just 30% have a favorable opinion of him, while 60% have an unfavorable opinion. Clinton does slightly better at 40% favorable and 51% unfavorable, but this rating would still make her one of the least popular major party nominees in modern history. Among other possible Republican contenders, Ted Cruz has a slightly negative rating at 37% favorable and 18% unfavorable. John Kasich is the only one with a positive rating at 50% favorable and just 18% unfavorable. However, he also has the highest number of unknowns at 32% with no opinion. The fall campaign will certainly change these numbers. And you've got to remember, when Donald Trump first announced his campaign, Republican voters didn't like him, and that turned around very quickly. But there is one more dynamic that we need to take a look at that will have a fundamental impact on this race. Republicans are in a lot more turmoil than Democrats. Nearly 9 in 10 GOP voters say that their party is divided, and nearly half think it will remain divided into November. Far fewer Democrats have a similarly pessimistic view of their party's unity. A big question mark hanging over this race right now is whether the Republicans will face a contested convention in July. And the results so far give no indication of which result would be better for the party as a whole. And those are the highlights and lowlights from this week in 2016 presidential polls. Until next time, I'm Patrick Murray from the Monmouth University Polling Institute.